Starting an art business is one thing, but running with it and making it profitable and operationally functioning business is an entirely different question. It is no secret that around 20% of small businesses fail within the first year, and 50% fail within the first 5 years. And there will always be external factors impacting this. However, in this episode on the National Arborist Channel, we will explore what you can do in order to boost your chances of success as much as possible. If you watched the last episode, you know about the importance of investing in yourself and your own business, the importance of certifications, as well as striving towards constant progress as opposed to initial perfection.
I've done a lot of wrong stuff in the past, but recently what I do is what I've done to keep everybody happy. Including the client, is to actually do work which we believe in, which we think is fun. So I think to keep good arborists, you need to present good work to them. You can't sort of do bad work and send them out to do shitty stuff. I mean, I think to be a bit selective, we have chosen not to grow. We could probably have grown if we wanted to, but I felt like keep it small, just be able to say no to jobs you don't want to do, lopping and topping where we don't believe it's any need for it, and we don't we do some bread and butter work, but I think we try to do the main bulk of the work we try to do is like interesting work.
The premise of any business is value creation. Essentially, you're striving to create more value to a customer with your services than the money they have in hand is worth to them. If you're good at creating value, customers will have no problem justifying giving you their hard-earned cash, because in their eyes, your services are currently worth more to them than this said cash. Something which relates heavily to value creation is therefore pricing. In order to run a successful business, you need to operate fairly closely to the market price and provide a level of service that is slightly better.
In the beginning, we were much cheaper than the people in skylifts. I mean, before arborists came to Sweden, everything was done by people standing in skylifts, and when we came, it was much cheaper to employ arborists. So I think in the beginning, we were a cheaper option for a lot of councils and stuff. And at the moment, how do we keep our clients? I would say we are very careful with the clients that are returning. We are looking after our returning clients. So we make sure we don't lose our client base. And we are we don't take new clients really if we try to avoid taking new private clients, I would say. We try to keep the ones we have.
The alternative is to provide a service which is significantly better than that of the competition, which in turn will justify a higher price. There are plenty of ways of setting a price for your services, with the two most popular alternatives being cost plus pricing, which is where you summarize all of your costs and add a specific markup to that cost, say 33%. The other common option is market pricing, where you determine the market rate for your service in your area, and you either charge the same price, slightly above it, or slightly below it in order to be competitive.
I mean, yes, that's a good question. I mean, when we started, it was 1995. It's like 26 years ago. And in Sweden, there was no arborist branch. I mean, there was not an industry. So we had to inform everybody that why they needed to order an arborist service. You know, that nobody was used to do that. So we invested a lot in calling around to newspapers and the media to actually reach out with information about our profession. And we were calling to councils and people who are ordering tree work and stuff like that. So we were spending a lot of time informing our clients about why they needed to invest in us. But now we have now in Sweden it's completely different. So if I should start up today, I would probably focus on different things. I would probably not call the media and stuff. I would probably do other things. But we had a bit of a special situation there in the 90s in Sweden.
When you've nailed the pricing, we get to the customer acquisition part. This can often be the most difficult part, especially in the early stages of a business. However, there are a few things we can rely on. Firstly, engaging with potential customers on social media may be beneficial.
To actually be a bit active on social media. We're not that good at that either, but we try. We try to be a bit more present at Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. Nice. I know you guys at Arborist Butiken is very good at that. I mean, I'm looking at you as a role model there for becoming a bit more active.
You could post short videos on YouTube or Instagram while tailoring them to your specific target audience, say villa owners in a northern suburb for example. Moreover, if your target audience is companies, LinkedIn could be a good alternative.
I think these are important things. We never do adverts in newspapers and stuff. I think that doesn't work for our business.
Okay.
It's maybe good if you're selling stuff and things, but to present a service, I don't think an advert is that good actually.
Secondly, you can utilize more modern forms of marketing. This may include putting in a little bit of money into Google Ad Search, for example, so that when someone Googles tree pruning service in your area, your company will be the first search result. Lastly, do not underestimate the power that free forms of marketing can have. Things such as putting stickers on your car, speaking to neighbors at job sites, or working on your website can ultimately lead to more eyeballs on your business and hence a higher conversion rate for you.
Yeah, I mean, word of mouth is of course the best marketing way, and I think everybody would say that. I mean, you do a good job, of course. People will talk about it and recommend you to your neighbors and all that. So that is by far the best way to market, I think. But I think it's important. I don't really like that sort of race on the social media when you need to be sort of number one in the Google search and all that. We don't try to be at the top when you search for certain keywords. Fair. But I think we are there, top 10, but we don't aim to be number one. But I think social media is good, of course, if the clients can find you.
Like with anything, organization is key. With a business, it is essential to stave off disorganization. When you lose control of your finances, your inventory, your customers and their data, you're bound to head down a slippery slope.
All the technology, as you say, the software to plan work and to have the whole administration in the software. I think that's also very helpful, like from client register, offers, invoices, planning. Those systems are great for administrating tree work, because I mean we do like a lot of work. We have like 8-9 jobs a day maybe sometimes, and then to keep all that planned and in order, those systems are a help.
There are a few tools which you may utilize for this. Firstly, a way to keep track of your finances is important. This can be through a dedicated invoice system, preferably, which may also help you with the accounting part of the business. Secondly, do not underestimate the power of tools such as Excel and Google Sheets. They allow you to keep track of large amounts of data in a simple and efficient way, which can be a game changer for a small business. This can also allow you to keep track of customers which may have a need for recurring jobs. Lastly, as your organization grows, it may become necessary to take on new team members in order to prevent you from working yourself into the ground. Hiring an additional team member can boost your productivity and allow you to do more jobs efficiently, which in the long term should lead to more business for you.
So we had like a climbing kit and a chainsaw, and we started from there. So we did grow organic, and I think that's quite important in a way. It worked for us anyway, and we gradually grow as we got more work and as we could. So I think that's an important thing. We started running around with the leaflets in people's mailboxes, and the first job we got, we bought like rakes and stuff, and then gradually we were driving my father's old Saab in the start, and we worked from the kitchen, our flat. We worked from the garage, and we didn't have anything really. So we gradually invested in the business. That's right, yeah.
However, with hiring someone, there's always added responsibility. All of a sudden, you're not just responsible for feeding yourself, but you also bear some responsibility for the employee and all the people that they are supporting. It is most certainly worth reviewing if you can afford an additional team member, and when you're certain that you can, start hiring as soon as possible.
And I think it's I still have the passion for the tree work, and I have the passion to actually, in the beginning it was passion for tree work, and then gradually I had to learn how to run a business, and I actually started to be a bit interested in that, and having staff and dealing with the business. So I still have the passion for what I'm doing, which I think is important. And then I think it's important, of course, to have happy staff, happy clients, to have fun at work, do things which you believe in, and things like that.
These are some of the factors that go into running a successful arborist business. We hope that you've learned something from this, and if you have any suggestions or tips of your own, feel free to leave them as a comment down below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.
smile's gonna be the end of me. I wanna say something, but you are all that I see. You got dynamite, that smile's gonna be the end of me. I bet you taste like chocolate. Can I have it for free? I'm an explosion, and that smile's gonna be the end of me. You cannot lie over a Mai Tai.